What's up guys, I'm Vocal Strike and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. Last time, we defeated Yugi in the face-off and defeated Bones in the Arena of Lost Souls. This time, we are doing another anime exclusive duel. A Duel of Tears. Yugi? Come on, Yug. Why won't he answer us? I've never seen him like this. He's totally out of it. Well, he did just lose his only chance to save his grandfather. Mai came sauntering up the steps of Pegasus' castle. What's up? If you guys have enough star chips to get into the castle, why are you hanging out here? It's Yug. He lost his chips to Kaiba, and now it's like he's lost the will to go on. So the little guy finally lost one, huh? Lucky for you guys that I came by. Listen up, Yugi. You got beat, but that doesn't mean it's the end of the world. When I got beat, I thought it was all over for me too. But then you stepped in and saved my star chips, and now I'm returning the favor. But if you give up your star chips, you can't win the prize money. I'm being kind, not stupid. Oh, she already has 10 chips of her own. Go on, Yugi. You know that I owe you, so take them. Are my star chips not good enough for you? Fine then, I'll keep them. And your friends can wipe your nose all the way back to the nursery. Grow up. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Mai, don't get mad. You just don't understand. Oh, I understand. Your friend lost one lousy duel and now he's too chicken to play again, isn't that right? How pathetic. Come on, chicken boy. Duel me for them. I'll duel you. I'll do you right here, right now, for Yugi. In the manga, Yugi and, not Yugi and his friends, Yugi's friends, rather, actually gave him a bit of a pep talk, and that's what got him back. That's what basically kind of helped snap him out of this and actually try to go after star chips. But they were also told that they were too late, that 4 people were already chosen for the finals, and that was Bandit Keith, Mai, and Joey being 3 of them, and he said that Mai was coming back with the second one, with the 4th one. But he didn't expect as that was, of course, Yugi. What do we got here? Not a lot of strong cards, unfortunately. So Mai does come in with the star chips, and she does come in with the star chips. Oh no, that's not a fairy type, that's a spellcaster. Damn it. That looks like a fairy. Anyway, Mai comes in with the star chips, and Yugi, because of the pride of the duelist, did not want to take them, but again, he gets pep talked into it and takes them anyway. This time it's an actual fairy, and thus takes the star chips. So in the manga, this duel never happened. Now, Taya, traditionally in the games, uses a mixture of fairy and life point gaining, reviving cards. But in the anime, she only ever really used fairy cards. And the thing is, even though we're playing as Taya, and Taya was the one who, quote-unquote, won, But Mai would have won the duel. And the thing is, Mai actually threw this match towards the end. Taya had a few decent moves, but she was not skilled compared to Mai. Basically, Taya managed to power up one of her weaker fairy type monsters, Petite Angel, I think it's what it was, with an equip spell, and managed to actually be stronger than any of Mai's Harpy ladies. But Mai had Harpy's Feather Duster, which I believe she actually does have in this duel, that can wipe out all of your opponent's spell and trap cards. So if Mai have actually played that while Taya attacked, Taya's spell card would have been destroyed and Mai would have won the duel. But she ultimately decided to throw it in the end. And outright told Yugi that it was a throwaway, a junk. It couldn't have won. Which did actually boosted Mai's, or not Mai's, Taya's confidence. And the duel actually did help Yugi kind of break out of his funk a little. Oh, that monster gains attack points equal to the attack points of the opponent's monsters is battling until the end of this turn. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Or I can actually do this. I actually totally forgot I have Mirror Force. Oops. Let's also increase Fairy's Gift so that it's a little bit stronger than some of Mai's Harpies. Now, Taya traditionally in the video games is usually like one of the first duelists you are going to fight. She doesn't have a lot in the way of strong cards. So usually what ends up being her deck is usually a mixture of light fairy type monsters and just a bunch of cards that heals her life points essentially. I surrender, Taya. I don't have the cards to win. I won! Way to go, Taya. You really came through for Yugi. Good match. Whatever. I don't need these star chips anyway. Mai gave up her star chips and started to walk away. Wait, Mai. I have to ask you something. If you played that last card, wouldn't you have It was a throwaway. It was nothing that Taya wouldn't have been able to beat anyway. Some cards just aren't worth playing, huh, Yugi? Thank you. Yeah, see, Yugi knew. Yugi realized that Mai threw the duel. But Taya didn't notice at all. Yugi, I won these star chips for you. I know. Thank you so much. Sure thing. I'll never forget what you did for me, Taya. You overcame your fears for me. And you've given me the courage to deal with mine. I'll duel again, and hopefully the consequences won't be as bad as I fear. So that was a really... Yeah, signature card is Harpy's Feather Duster. That's the card that Mai had face down that she could have used to win the duel. But she ultimately decided not to use it because... because she threw the duel. Okay. Next one is Champion versus Creator. Yugi and his friends entered the castle. They found out that Pegasus had granted Kaiba his prize. Kaiba was about to duel Pegasus. Where's my brother? What? No hello? No how are you? I thought we were friends, Kaiba boy. Don't tell me that kidnapping Mokuba and seizing control of your company has put a rift between us. It was nothing personal. Besides, it's not like I hurt your kid brother. He's perfectly safe. In fact, you can have him back if you like. Beat me in the duel and I'll release him as promised. But fail, not only will his soul remain in bondage, but yours will join it. To save your brother, you'll have to defeat me. Defeat you? I'll crush you. Ready, Kaiba? Your brother's fate hangs in the balance. We've known each other for a long time, and now we'll see if the master is the Duel Monster's creator or the champion. Time to duel. In the anime and manga, Kaiba tries to get Pegasus to use his duel discs. However, Pegasus tried to go out of not using it. And to do that, he basically had the shell of Mokuba, which, keep in mind, his soul's no longer in the body. So he said that if I'm going to use, so he basically said if I'm going to use the duel disc, I'll have Mokuba duel for me. He'll obey all of my every command. He's just going to be the one placing the cards and throwing the disc, which means Kaiba would also be fighting his brother, which is not something he wants to do. So he agrees to oh, I actually could have special summoned this. Wait, could I? No, I couldn't. Never mind. I think, like, the idea, at least in how they explained it in the manga, is that he saw... Kaiba did see... Kaiba did see... Pegasus actually be able to read mind once before. So the idea of the dual disc was that the holograms of the face-down subcards would to cover his face, and the dual discs was also supposed to be the idea that you were out of range of out of range and the face-down subcards are supposed to cover the face. But even though some of the Millennium items like powers do have a bit of a limited range, the range is not as small as like 5 meters. The range is actually usually very, very, very big. So the dual disc wouldn't have worked anyway. Now, Pegasus here, he uses tune cards. Now, you see how where the card text effect is, it says Dragon Tune Effect. There are three special types of monster cards, normal monster cards even, that aren't any of the extra deck monsters that actually, aren't considered a certain type of card unless it says right here where it says like Dragon Tune Effect, for example. And those are Spirit Monsters, Tune Monsters, and Tuner Monsters. Tuner Monsters are required for Synchro Summoning, but we are not going to be getting into that until 5D, so we will skip over that. Spirit Monsters traditionally are monsters that go back into the owner's hand at the end of each turn, making them hard to permanently get rid of, but at the same time a little hard to keep on the field. I have never really used Spirit Monsters all that much, so I wouldn't know like the full potential of it. And Tune Monsters are generally just tuned versions of their original counterparts. When they are used with Toon World, they are able to attack directly if your opponent doesn't have any Toon Monsters. The other traditional thing is that they have usually the same effects as their original counterparts. They are also the only type of card that has Summoning Sickness. I don't have a choice. The only type of cards that actually have Summoning Sickness. Whereas they can't actually attack on the turn they are summoned. And this duel is not going well. I may actually lose this one. Oh yeah, no, I definitely lost. Oh well. Now, here's the thing. Pegasus is actually one of my favorite villains in the card game. In the anime, rather. And what I like about Pegasus is that he's not really interested in trying to take over the world or world domination or anything like that. I don't entirely remember if they mentioned his reasons behind why he's doing what he's doing in the game, but they definitely do touch on it in the anime and at least the manga. He was married with a wife, and they've known each other since they were kids. And they had a relationship. They were even married. And she winds up dead through an illness that couldn't be cured. And he was also a painter. Pegasus was a painter, which is why he's able to create these cards. And he was a painter, and his muse was of course his wife. stricken with grief, he basically starts seeking out the Millennium items in hopes of trying to find a way to bring her back to life. He basically also hoped until he actually did hear about the Millennium items. Which is how he got his Millennium Eye. He started of his Millennium Eye, which is why he started creating the game. He went after Kaiba Corporation. He wanted to combine the powers of the Millennium Eye, the Duel Monsters game, and the technological advances of Kaiba Corporation in order to try in an attempt to bring back his wife. He even started stealing. The reason why he even stole souls was for also that exact same purpose. So that's why he's doing what he's doing. You know, I really wish this deck had Toon Kingdom. I really do. Another thing to know is that there are some quote-unquote Toon monsters that aren't officially Toon cards. Therefore, they are not really affected by the effects of other Toon cards like Toon Defense and Toon World. And those cards are Dark Rabbit, Parrot Dragon, Bickery Box, and I think Toon Alligator got later turned into an actual proper Toon card. So keep that in mind when it comes to other Toon cards. And I lost again. But keep that in mind when it comes to other Toon cards. And you'll be a little bit fine. I will also, if I fail on this attempt, I will be cutting ahead to a successful duel. Polymerization. I already normal summoned this turn. My memory is shit. Yes. Battle Ox. Okay. I know he has stronger cards than what's being shown. And say goodbye to a card in your hand. Looks like I might actually win this one. So, generally also want to know with Toon Monsters is that if it's also a Toon version of a normal monster, it usually has its own its own effects in replacement for being a Toon version of a regular monster. On top of that, some of the earliest the first ever Toon cards actually has you pay 500 life points just to attack, and had to be special summoned if you had Toon World. So everything kind of hinged on this card right here. And at the start, Toon Monsters were not all that great. Between being slow in a game where normally summoning sickness is not a thing, and I'll take that one too. Normally where summoning sickness just isn't a thing. Plus having the only card being Toon World. Yeah, it wasn't exactly a great bunch of cards. They're a little bit better now that they've gotten rid of some of the tropes like they have to be special summoned with Toon World, or you have to pay 500 life points. They started getting rid of those, and even introduced Toon Kingdom, which isn't a thing in this. And I won. Or wasn't a thing at this point. Toon Kingdom I don't think actually became a thing until GX era is when we first actually see it. Okay, looks like we're probably going to be doing a third duel today. You lose, Kaiba Boy, and you've lost much more than just this duel. As you could probably guess, Pegasus did use his Millennium Eye in this duel, but he only lost like I think like 600 life points or something on purpose so that it's a bit of a handicap for him. Not that it mattered. You've lost the only chance you had of rescuing your baby brother. You let him down. But don't worry, my dear friend. I'll spare you the agony of carrying on in this world without him. Pegasus held up a blank card. What is that? This is the final fate of your soul, Seto Kaiba. Maximilian Pegasus captured Kaiba's soul with his Millennium Eye, trapping it in the blank card. Pegasus now had Seto Kaiba, Mokuba, and Yugi's grandpa's souls. Welcome to your new home, a place of solitude and seclusion. Ah, the brothers Kaiba, one in each of my hands. But even though your cards are so very close, your souls have never been further apart. The signature card is Shadow Spell. And in Duelist Kingdom, the tunes were actually a little bit broken, where as long as Toon World was on the field, Toon World couldn't be destroyed by anything and his Toon monsters were protected by everything. Dual Identity. Okay. This is the duel where Yugi and Yami Yugi actually had to come to terms with each other. The time had come for the Duelist Kingdom Tournament Finals, and Yugi and Joey were more than ready. I sure hope I'm doing the right thing in deciding to duel again, but with Grandpa's soul at stake, I have to. Yugi and Joey walked to the arena and met with the two other finalists, Mai and Bandit Keith. Bandit Keith had cheated his way into the finals and had no plans to stop. Yugi, Joey, Mai, and Bandit Keith, I welcome all of you to the playoff arena. Here is where the last great Duel Monsters duel shall be waged to determine the champion of the Duelist Kingdom. Only one of you shall emerge victorious. Only one of you shall win the $3 million prize. And of course, the victor in the playoff shall also earn the right to challenge me in the final match. The victor will be granted one request, whatever his or her heart most desires, and if it is within my vast power to do so, their wish will be granted. The victor will also be declared the undisputed Duelist Kingdom champion, ranked #1 in the world, the King of Games. And boys, that'll be me. Surely any duelist that has come this far must realize that the title and not the money is the real prize. Is that not so? You're a regular comedian. The money's all I need for my sister's operation. Yes, I'm sure some of you have more riding on this tournament than others, right, Yugi? You've got my grandpa's soul, and Mokuba, and even Seto Kaiba captive. But I'll find a way to defeat you and save them all. The first semi-final match was Yugi vs. Mai. Although Mai was now friends with Yugi, she was playing to win. I used to think the only person a duelist could trust was herself. Everyone else was just an opponent. Then I met Yugi, and I learned through him that even the strongest opponents in the arena could still be friends outside it. If he had loaned me his star chips, I might never have made it to the final round. I owe him a very great debt. I promised Yugi an honorable duel, and that's just what I'm gonna give him. But if he thinks that means I'm not gonna bow all out, he's dreaming. I'm going to give this match everything I've got, so when Yugi goes down, it'll be a victory I can be proud of. I promised him an honorable duel, not an easy one. In this duel, Yugi is actually holding back Yami Yugi. As a result, his heart and his mind and his head is not in this game, which means he's doing a bunch of amateur rookie mistakes, he's playing like an amateur, and everything else. It actually took a little speech from Mai to actually snap him out of it, and for Yami Yugi and Yugi to come to terms and actually be partners again. Yami Yugi just wanted to try to help and try to save, his grandfather. But we got a guy at the Dragon Champion. Okay. Turns in saving Yugi's grandfather. And was just trying to help and doing what he thought had to be done. And Yami Yugi did not mean to, scare Yugi or, make him do whatever he didn't want to do. So he promised that from now on any future actions, he will consider what, okay. And they promised, and as a result, they started actually communicating with each other regularly, and they even started actually being proper partners. And Yami Yugi did keep his promise up until a certain point, which we will see later. Anyway, Mai in this duel should have Harpy's pet dragon and Mirror Wall. Mirror Wall is actually somewhat of a good card, although its cost is a little bit steep. What Mirror Wall does is that every time your opponent attacks, while Mirror Wall is face up on the field, the attacking monster's attack points is cut in half. Permanently. It's either permanently or until the end of the turn. I want to say it's permanently. As for Harpy's pet dragon, it gains an attack point boost for every Harpy later on her side of the field, at the very least. This is also the duel where we get introduced to ritual summoning. In order to ritual summon, you need 3 things. You need the proper ritual spell card in your hand, you need the proper ritual monster card in your hand, and you need monsters either on your side of the field or in your hand whose levels either equal to or go over the required levels that is stated on the ritual spell card. And that's all you need in order to ritual summon a ritual monster. I actually remember younger as a kid, I actually did meet a couple kids who were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And the kid actually ran a Blackluster Soldier in his deck, but he didn't have Blackluster Ritual. He was actually told by someone else that if the ritual monster is of an older card, you actually don't need the ritual spell in order to summon the monster. You can just treat it like a normal tribute summon. This is not the case. As you can see, once when I get to main phase 2, you actually do need the proper ritual spell card in order to ritual summon any ritual monster. It does not matter how old the card is. Oh, she dead hand. Please give me... Oh well. I really want to show off ritual summoning though, so I'll see if I can get Blackluster Ritual out there in the field. I just hope this doesn't end up buying me, because I want to try to avoid hour-long videos if I can. Come on. Come on, I want to show ritual summoning, please. Because we actually don't get to ritual summon all that much in this game. Oh, there's the dragon.
I don't have a choice. Sure, let's do a little bit of chip damage. Mr. Love isn't going to be able to stay on the field for much longer. I really want to try to show ritual summoning at least once. And like I said, we don't get to ritual summon often in this game, outside of reverse duels. Oh, I don't need the Blackluster Soldier. I think this might have... I think this might have screwed me over on the win. There it is. Blackluster Ritual. This card is used to ritual summon Blackluster Soldier. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal 8 or more. So, we will get rid of we will choose a Blackluster Soldier, and we will get rid of this copy of Blackluster Soldier. And thus, that is how you ritual summon. Unfortunately, unlike the other extra deck summonings, there really is no special animation. There's not even a special animation for the Blackluster Soldier anyway, which is kinda sad considering it is a famous card. Wait, Mai, there's something I want to say to you. Huh? Thank you. You said a duelist can learn more from defeat than victory, and you were correct. But you, Mai, you taught me a lot today. I had to confront my own fears and weaknesses, or I could never have defeated you. It's awfully nice of you to say that, but it seems to me I also still have a lot more to learn. About dueling and about myself. But then, I suppose no duelist ever learns all three is all there is to know. And maybe the most important lesson is that defeat doesn't have to be forever. You won this duel, Yugi, but there'll be others. You and I will be in the arena again, kiddo. And when we do, you better watch out. And of course, the signature card is Harpy's pet dragon. So in the next episode, we will get revenge on Bandit Keith in Keith's Machinations. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.